Okay, you guys, so hello, it's been a while. So today's video, I will be sharing with you all the books I have accumulated so far. I thought since I hadn't posted in a few weeks, I thought, why not do a video where I talk about all the books I've accumulated so far, like a mid-year type of book haul. So without further ado, please grab a refresher, sit tight, and let's talk books. Welcome to my channel. My name is Chilanda and this is Library Without Borders. Okay, so today it is May 27th as I am filming this, and outside it is raining hard, so it's a perfect time or perfect day to just be home, and if you're not reading, at least find a way to talk about books, which I am doing. So the last book haul I did was in December, and if you recall that video, I had quite a pile of books. I think after seeing all the books I had accumulated, I told myself that I would I was not on a book buying ban. No. It was more like I had new releases books that I wanted to buy. I've been also wanting to accumulate some special edition books. Every time I see those books, those special edition books, I'm like, I want to, build my own special edition library. I would buy books here and there, still being mindful that I have to go through the books that I bought last year. So having said that, so the way it's gonna work, I have a few books that I had to open simply because, when I had ordered them from Amazon, there would be other items that I needed then. So I would have to open the package then. Without further ado, before I get into my special edition book, I'm gonna share with you some of the books that I've already opened, as I mentioned, and the books from Book of the Month. And then I have one package from Amazon, and then some of the other books are from Owl Crate. Okay, so I think I have all the books. Some of them, a few of them you might have seen in a previous video, but I'll let you know when I get to them. So as I said, let's start with this pile of books, okay? We love book hauls, okay? So first on this pile, I have Howard W. French, Born in Blackness, Africa, Africans, and the Making of the Modern World, 1471 to the Second World War. Here's the title. So with Born in Blackness, a powerful account of 6 centuries of global history, Sven Beckert, Howard W. French, vitally reframes the story of medieval and emerging Africa, demonstrating how the economic ascendancy of Europe, the anchoring of democracy in the West, and the fulfillment of so-called Enlightenment ideals all grew out of Europe's dehumanizing engagement with the Dark Continent. Here, French, interweaving precise historical detail with poignant personal reportage, dramatically retrieves the lives of major African historical figures from the Congo sovereigns. That's my country. Sovereigns who battled 17th century European powers to the ex-slaves who liberated Haitians from bondage. Filled with pain, but also with pride, Born in Blackness reveals an insidious history of trivialization and elision in our depictions of African history. And I'm here for it. I'm here to share stories from the African continent, but also from Blacks around the world, including Caribbeans and Blacks around the world. But y'all know that my heart is within the heart of Africa. And I love when I hear stories about Congo. Congo is seldomly mentioned in the news, and it should be, And I've already said that before. Everybody seems to be talking about what's going on with Palestine and Israel, or Ukraine and Russia and other places in the world, as they should. But you seldom hear about what's going on in Congo. And I can tell you, and I have plenty of books, but I can tell you that Congo has gone through so much tragedy and is still going through so much, and no one is talking about it. from slavery time, which I have talked to you about with the book of the Queen of Angola through, the Princess Queen Jinga. When I read that book, I showed you how many people were taken from the Congo, starting with the slavery time. And after that, we have the colonization period. And during that, when was it? I don't have the date, but I also have a book that talks about Leopold II, who actually killed 8 million people through the taking of rubber within Congo. And today, what's going on in Congo, even though you might see other black, countries fighting within Congo, remember that those countries don't have factories to make guns. So there are other countries that are backing these rebel countries in order to loot the natural resources of Congo. So I'm gonna leave it at there. But anyways, that was just to say that's why you guys will always see me gravitating towards books that speak of Africa, whether in the ancient times, whether modern, so long as Africa is mentioned, y'all best know that I'm gonna pick it up. So that was one. Second, I have Oloda Equiano, The Interesting Narrative by Oloda Equiano. Published a few days before the British Parliament first debated the abolition of the slave trade in 1789, Oloda Equiano's interesting narrative gives the author's account of his enslavement after his childhood kidnapping in Africa and his journey from slavery to freedom. Equiano was slave to a captain in the Royal Navy and later to a Quaker merchant, and he vividly depicts the appalling treatment of enslaved people at sea and on land. He takes part in naval engagements, is shipwrecked, and has other exciting adventures on his travels to the Caribbean, America, and the Arctic. Equiano claimed his own freedom and became an important abolitionist, but his narrative is much more than merely a political pamphlet. The most important African autobiography of the 18th century, it has achieved an increasingly central position among the century's great work of literature. There you go. So hopefully I will get to that. And we have this lovely book, A Love Song for Ricky Wilde by Tia Williams. Now, I'm not sure if I showed you guys already this book, but if I have, I'm sorry. But I have yet to read this book, and I know a lot of people have read the book already, including Babe in Library. And I usually trust her taste and choices in romance books. So she really loved this book, and hopefully I will get to it whenever I am inclined to, lose myself in romance. Ricky Wilde has many talents, but being a wild isn't one of them. As the impulsive artistic daughter of a powerful Atlanta dynasty, she's the opposite of her famous socialite sisters. Where there are long-stemmed roses, she's a dandelion, an adorable bloom that's actually a weed, born to float wherever the wind blows. In her bones, Ricky knows that somewhere a different, more exciting life awaits her. When a regal nonagenarian Mrs. Della invites her to run the bottom floor of her Harlem brownstone, Ricky jumps at the chance for a fresh beginning. She leaves behind her family, wealth, and chaotic romantic decisions to realize her dream of opening a flower shop in New York City. Just beneath the surface of her new neighborhood, the music, the stories, and dazzling drama of the Harlem Renaissance still simmers. And one evening in February, as the heady, curiously off-season scent of night-blooming jasmine fills the air, Ricky encounters a handsome, deeply mysterious stranger who knocks her world off balance in the most unexpected way. So I hear that there's a little bit of surrealism to it, so we'll see. I shall share my thoughts with you eventually. And then I have this lovely book, love the bright colors, yellow, orange, and green. It's Behold the Dreams, a novel by Imbolo Mbue. Now, this book I know one of my subscribers had suggested because I had talked about, wanting to read more from, authors from the continent, from the motherland. So she had suggested this and I decided to buy it a while ago. So, Jende Jonga, a Cameroonian immigrant living in Harlem. Talking about Harlem. What? Like, seriously, sometimes the way my books connect, I can never tell you how. I don't do it on purpose, I just. Anyways. Living in Harlem, has come to the United States to provide a better life for himself, his wife, Nenny, and their 6-year-old son. In the fall of 2007, Jende can hardly believe his luck when he lands a job as a chauffeur for Clark Edwards, a senior executive at Lehman Brothers. Clark demands punctuality, discretion, and loyalty, and Jende is eager to please. Clark's wife, Cindy, even offers Nanny temporary work at the Edwards' summer home in the Hamptons. With these opportunities, Jende and Nanny can at last gain a foothold in America and imagine a brighter future. However, the world of great power and privilege conceals troubling secrets, and soon Jende and Nanny notice cracks in their employer's facade. All right, I'm gonna, leave it there, but it sounds very interesting, the premise of this book, so I can't wait to get to it eventually. The next book, I was actually at Marshall's shopping for things with Bae, and I saw this book. Yes, we love the color. It's When They Call You a Terrorist, a Black Lives Matter memoir. It was actually $7. It was on sale for $7. Raised by a single mother in an impoverished neighborhood in Los Angeles, Patrice Kahn Colors experienced firsthand the prejudice and persecution Black Americans endure at the hands of law enforcement. For Patrice, sounds like Patrice Lumumba. For Patrice, the most vulnerable people in the country are Black people subjected to unjustifiable racial profiling and police brutality. In 2013, when Trayvon Martin's killer went free, Patrice's outrage led her to co-found Black Lives Matter with Alicia Garza and Opal Tometi. All right, y'all heard the premise of the story. I will eventually get to it and discover, because I have participated in Black Lives Matter protests, especially when George Floyd was murdered. And then another book that I saw at Marshall's, and this was actually another Marshall. I love the cover. This was actually a cover by? It was. If I had one of those stand where you could sort of expose your books, I'd leave it maybe like right here. It's beside this lady. They'd go together, right? But it's Unbound, My Story of Liberation and the Birth of the Me Too Movement. Tarana didn't always have the courage to say me too. As a child, she reeled from her sexual assault, believing she was responsible. Unable to confess what she thought of as her own sins for fear of shattering her family, she split in two. One side was the bright, intellectually curious third-generation Bronx side who was steeped in Black literature and power, and the other was the bad, shame-ridden girl who thought of herself as a dirty rule breaker, not as a victim or a survivor. She tucked one away behind a wall of pain and anger, which seemed to work until it didn't. There's more, but y'all got a little synopsis of what this book will be about. I will eventually get to it. And then the one and only Kennedy Ryan. This could be us. Now, I am a Kennedy Ryan fan. I've read, the Hoop series, and I've read Real, and I've read Before I Let Go. So y'all know that I can have a say, I can have an opinion on Kennedy Ryan's literature or Kennedy Ryan's books. So the only thing is, after following and watching a few booktubers speaking about this particular book, although some of the representation, when it comes to autism and all that stuff, I believe, is mentioned in this book, which is fantastic. I have sort of gotten used to more of the smut, when it comes to the books that I've read so far by Kennedy Ryan. And I know she's not all about it. She does have all these interviews. She talks about it. She wants her books to have substance outside of the smut, outside of the romance part. And I'm all for that. You know what I mean? We never want to read a book that's just pure smut. But I just want to say that a lot of people said that although it wasn't that apparent in the book. So that's why I'm not too keen of picking it up right now, but I will read it. I mean, it's in my shelf, and I'm one of those that if it's on my shelf, I'm gonna read it. You know what I mean? So I'm simply saying that I'm not driven yet to read the book. Okay. Next, I have shown you guys this book in a previous video, the one I did with my friend Jessica. I simply kind of showed it, but I never really talked about it. Okay, so this book is Shut Up, You're Pretty. It's very thin, and the reason why I picked up this book is because Jessica told me that it was by a Congolese author, and it's by Thea Mutongi. It says, in Thea Mutongi's disarming debut story collection, a young girl looks for happiness inside a pack of cigarettes. A teenager contemplates her Congolese traditions during a family wedding. A young woman decides to shave her head in the waiting room of an abortion clinic, and an adult daughter reconnects with her mother through their shared interest in fish. Tinged with pathos and humor, these punchy, sharply observed stories interrogate the moments in which femininity, womanness, and identity are not only questioned but imposed. Alright, there you have it. So I can't wait to actually read this book. I may pump it in my TBR simply because, like I said, it's thin, it's by a Congolese author, plus it's by a woman. Interesting. Next, The Color Purple. Believe it or not, I have never read the book, so I need to get to it. I need to read it. A powerful cultural touchstone of modern American literature, The Color Purple depicts the lives of African American women in early 20th century rural Georgia. Separated as girls, sisters Sally and Nettie sustain their loyalty to and hope in each other across time, distance, and silence. Through a series of letters spanning 20 years, first from Sally to God, then from the sisters to each other, the novel draws readers into a rich and memorable portrayal of Black women, their pain and struggle, companionship and growth, resilience and bravery. What more can I say? Then we have this book. I think this is Indigenous, but check the cover. I know it's a bit scary, but I'm sure there's a reason why I picked it up. It is To Shape a Dragon's Breath by Moniquel Black Goose. The remote island of Mascapog has not seen a dragon in many generations until 15-year-old Anikus finds a dragon's egg and bonds with its hatchling. Her people are delighted, for all remember the tales of the days when dragons lived among them and danced away the storms of autumn, enabling the people to thrive. To them, Anikus is revered as Nampashiwe Isit, a person in a unique relationship with the dragon. Unfortunately for Anikus, the English conquerors of her land have different opinions. They have a very specific idea of how a dragon should be raised and who should be doing the raising, and Anikus does not meet any of their requirements. Only with great reluctance do they allow Anikus to enroll in a proper English. So here, English is written with A, not E. Proper English dragon school on the mainland. If she cannot succeed there, her dragon will be killed. Okay, so I guess this is a fantasy book, obviously, and I will tell you more about the book, the author, once I actually get to it. Yeah, as I said, it's Indigenous. A young Indigenous woman enters colonizer-run Dragon Academy and quickly finds herself at odds with the approved way of doing things. Hey, trust me, I know something about that. So, next, I finally got S.A. Cosby, All the Sinners Bleed. I've seen many people read this book and I can't wait to read it. Titus Crown is the first Black sheriff in the history of Sharon County, Virginia. Small town life can seem idyllic, but former FBI agent Titus knows that secrets always fester under the surface. Then a year to the day after Titus's election, a shooting investigation unearths evidence of shocking crimes in Sharon. Titus must chase down a serial killer while also being troubled by religious extremists, Confederate apologists, and a secret in his own past. Well, that sounds like good elements for a crime, thriller, mystery type of story, right? So those are the books that were already unboxed. Now I'm gonna go ahead, grab my knife, still in plastic. Then, oh, it's very sharp, man. So what's in here? Oh, look at that. So this is Black and Indian Gunfighters of the Indian Territories. Black, Red, and Deadly. Oh, I remember. It's the story of Bass. And I think there's actually a movie that is supposed to be made talking about the story of Bass Reeves. Y'all know about Bass Reeves? I was intrigued. I don't know. Yes, because y'all know I'm in my cowboy era, right? So thank God, thank to Beyonce, Cowboy Carter. I started wanting to find out more about Blacks and country and all that stuff, and I actually found this story, and boy oh boy have I discovered a lot of historical facts when it comes to Blacks and their interactions with Indians, and especially in South Carolina. The book that I'm currently reading that I can't wait to share with you guys in my wrap up all that she carried. My God, you guys, the things I found out between Indians and blacks and English back then, and believe it or not, Congolese. So anybody in South Carolina, just know that y'all got ties with Congolese people. Just so you know, we share common ancestors, okay? And I will show it to you once I speak to you about that book. But anyways, essentially, this is the story of Cherokee Bill, one of the meanest of the mean, was hanged for the murder of 13 men by the time he was 20. Author Art Burton recounts the exploits of Cherokee Bill and other black and Indian outlaws and lawmen in Black, Red, and Deadly, the story of law and lawlessness in the Indian Territory. He also tells of Dick Glass, the most notorious African-American outlaw during the 1880s, Ned Christie, the most feared Indian outlaw of his time, the Rufus Buck Gang, who gained instant notoriety with murder, plunder, and rape, as well as others who rode the trail of crime. The author introduces Ezekiel Proctor, the only man with whom the U.S. government made a treaty, Indian policeman known as Light Horseman, Fearless Sam, Six Killer, black men who rode for Judge Parker, the hanging judge, such as Grant Johnson and Bass Reeves, the greatest manhunter of them all. Blacks were hired as peace officers because of their knowledge of Indian territory. All black cavalry units built Fort Sill in the 1870s and kept settlers in check before the land run of 1889 when Oklahoma Territory was open to settlement. Bam! What an interesting story. I can't wait to read all these books and share my thoughts. Alright, you guys, so that's it for those books that were already opened. And now we're gonna go through the book of the month. Let's open up and see what's in here. So there you have it. Love the hardcover. You know, I'm a fan of hardcovers. I know people like their book floppy or paperback, but I'm a fan of hardback. So this is lovely. It's The Mayor of Maxwell Street. Nellie Sawyer is the daughter of the wealthiest Negro in America, whose affluence catapulted his family to the heights of black society. After the unexpected death of her only brother, Nellie becomes the premier debutante overnight. But Nellie has aspirations beyond society influence and marriage. For the past year, she has worked undercover as an investigative journalist, sharing the achievements and tribulations of everyday black people living in the shadow of Jim Crow. Her latest assignment thrusts her in the den of the dangerous vice lord, the so-called mayor of Maxwell Street. Born in rural Alabama to a murdered biracial couple, Jay Shorey knows firsthand what it means to be denied a chance at the American dream. When a tragic turn of fate gave Jay a rare path out, he took it without question. He washed up on Chicago's storied shores and forged his own way to the top of the city's underworld, running Chicago's swankiest speakeasy, where the rich and famous rub elbows with gangsters and politicians alike. All right, so y'all heard a little bit of the blurb, okay? So I'm not sure. I think, was it Lex? If it wasn't Lex, I know one of the booktubers had reviewed this book and they weren't too enchanted with the story. So we'll see when I get to it. And then so this is All We Were Promised, Ashton Lattimore. The path of three young black women in pre-Civil War Philadelphia unexpectedly and dangerously collide in this debut novel inspired by the explosive history of a divided city. I'm just gonna say that, but I think I've seen this book circulating around the BookTube world, so can't wait to get to it. So now I would like to share with you guys all these special edition books that I've accumulated. Some of them you've seen them in my TBR, so I'll start with the Sarah J. Maas. Just remove this. Y'all have seen this. I ordered this from Etsy. Yo, it cost me an arm and a leg, okay? There you have it. And then this is it. There's not much here, but I went for the special edges. So that's the first one. And then you have the second one. I think they have the same. Yeah, they're about the same. And then the last one recently came when I decided that I was just gonna, put Sarah J. Maas on hold for now, following that controversy that I had found out. But this is a different one. So that's it. It has a bit of gold foil at the bottom, which is nice. Yeah, not much with the inside cover there. But, if you're interested in seeing this, but yeah, so those are the first special edition book. Yo, these books are massive. They're huge. Jeez. Next, these books. So these 3 books, I bought them in Rochester when I took that family trip. I just never showed them in the video, but I bought this because look at that. This was also a cover buy and edges buy. Okay, I mean, I'm not even sure that this story is the type of story that I read, but bled dry by violent confrontations with the Magadhan Empire, the Mathuran Republic skimmers on the brink of oblivion. Senator Krishna and his third wife, Satyabhama, have put their plans in motion, both within and beyond the Republic's blood-soaked borders, to protect it from total annihilation. But they are soon to discover that neither gold nor alliances last forever, and that they are not the only players on the board. Madi, pirate princess of Kalinga, has decided to mend her ways and become a good wife. But old habits die hard, especially when one habitually uses murder to settle old scores. Brooding and beautiful Karna hopes to bury his brutal past, but finds that destiny is a miser when it comes to granting second chances. Okay. I'm not sure if you guys got anything from that synopsis, but let's just, let's just enjoy the edges, okay? Now, these books, I'm not sure that I want to open them, but it is The Alchemist and Other Novels by Paulo Coelho. So if I look on the side here, it says The Alchemist. So The Alchemist, 11 Minutes, and The Witch of Portobello. So I do own all 3 books separately, actually. I will show you my collection of Paulo Coelho. I find that I have most of his books, but I discovered Paulo Coelho when I was in high school? I think I was still in high school, and I had read The Alchemist. And I remember when that book was so popular and everyone loved it, and it's one of my favorite books. I believe that I'm gonna do like a video and share all the books that have marked me throughout the years of my life, you know. I love this book. I don't want to rip the plastic, but I wanted to show you. And the gold foils right there. Okay. Next, I have Dune. I have yet to read the Dune series, but check this. Another cover by, gold foil, you know. It's a hardcover. We love it. And it's Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, actually. So it's Dune, Frank Herbert. I don't know. I can't read the back, but there you have it. I'll eventually read the Dunes. Like I've seen, I've never finished the show, but it's the one with Zendaya. So we'll see. So this book, I actually found that someone was selling on Facebook Market. I guess this one I can open it. So let's go for it. I actually bought this book because I think it's YA, but also it had, you know, Black people on the cover. We love to have special edition that showcase Black people, because I find that most of these special edition are always, if it's not white characters, they're rarely about Black characters. So whenever I find one, even if I'm not sure or I don't know the story, I'll buy it because of the cover. But there you have it. Let's see the inside. So inside, and some silver foil print here. Courage is the only thing stronger than fear, and love is a thread that holds the atoms of this universe together. Interesting. Let's see the back. Oh, there's the author. If you can see her. So anyways, it's titled The Principle of Moments. That's what it's called. By Esme Jakiemi Pearson. 66. In Emperor Thrasen's brave new galaxy, humans are not citizens but indentured laborers, working to repay the debt they unwittingly incurred when they settled on Garahan, a desert planet already owned by the emperor himself. Asha Akindele knows she's just another voiceless cog working the assembly lines that fuel his vast imperial war machine. Her only rebellion stunning stolen aeronautics manuals in the dead of night. But then a cloaked stranger arrives to deliver an impossible message, and her life changes on an instant. Okay, so this is a little blurb, and I do read fantasy, obviously, and YA, so we'll see eventually when I get to it, and I'll share my thoughts on the book then. And then I bought this book. Y'all know I don't do horror, but let's look at the cover, the edges, and let's see. There's not much inside for the special edges right here. I know this book was popular last autumn during Halloween, and I think actually Tangible Reads had done a review on this book. I recall seeing it on her channel, so I thought maybe I'll pick it up and read it during Halloween this year, you know? Then I ordered this book a while ago. It's Vengeance of the Pirate Queen. I'm not sure if it's a series, but I see that there are 2 other books here, so it might be part of a series. But it's by Trisha Levanceler. I mean, I went for the edges, and this I ordered actually on Amazon. So I'm happy that now you can find special edition or sprayed edges book on Amazon. A couple of new releases that are coming up this year, or especially in the fantasy world, are actually special edition. So you have a map inside here, then you have this little sign here, death sign. What's the story about? I swing my sword as I run, freeing sailors left and right. I stomp on tentacles, stunning them for a time, allowing other members of the crew to step in. Soon the deck is covered with sticky black blood. When I reach the main mast, Kieran is already there, a path of destruction behind them, with men in the middle, each of us panting and filthy. So, I mean, it's a New York Times bestseller, so we'll see, okay? Then I had bought this book, I'm not sure again, because I bought this book a while ago when I went to Indigo, and I feel like I might have shown you guys, but I bought it at my regular bookstore, and it says annotated special edition here. It's pink, it's pretty, has all these gold foil, which is pretty, very nice. And it's Archer's Voice by Mia Sheridan. I know this book was popular when it first came, and it still is, so I will eventually get to it. I plan to read all my books, okay? There's just way too many books that come, you know, it's just so many books in so little time. All right, you guys, so we're almost there. I have 2 more packages after this one. This one, I also found someone on Facebook Market, and they were selling this book. Not at a cheap price. They were selling it at its original price, but I wanted to have it because, again, I wanted it. So I was like, okay, why not, man? So I guess she had the original packaging. So it's the, ooh, this is pretty. Ooh, this is very nice. Look at this. Check the art. We love this. I know there's writing here, but I will take my time to read her letter. But this is the book. It's Forged by Blood, Haibor Okosun. I'm hoping to pronounce that name properly, but check the edges. Aren't they pretty? Let's see the inside. Check the art right here. Beautiful, yes. Even this is very nice. I'm actually happy with this. I think of all these special edition books I got, this is one of my favorite. Now, I'm not sure about the story, but so far, the exterior of it, I shall judge. And although they say do not judge a book by its cover, this book is gorgeous. Okay? All right. So next, we have another owl crate. Again, also came from Facebook Market. Oh, so there's 2 books in here. The first one is Thread That Binds by Kika Hadzopululu. Okay. And of course, We have another art here. Cute. And what's this? Another art fairy loot. So there you have it. This is the edges. Cute. That's the inside. Here, this is the fairy loot edition. So the Moira born always came in three, like the Moire, the goddesses of fate themselves. The firstborn was the spinner, who could weave new threads. The second was the drawer. She could elongate or shorten a thread, intensifying or weakening the corresponding feeling. And the youngest was the cutter, able to cut whatever thread she desired, even like threads. Cutters were the dangerous ones. There. So, eek. Love these. My own special edition books. Yay! So we have another one in the same box. So let's discover what this one is. Also from Fairy Loot. Oh, this is Sing Me to Sleep. Don't we love the cover? A duty to protect, a desire to kill, an impossible love. Oh, it is by Gabby Burton. Let's see inside. Oh, I love this art. Let's take a look at this. Let's get into it. Cute. Then we have the lovely girl. So pretty. This is the inside. Just very nice. We love that. The man is handsome. Check him out. And this is the author. She's very lovely. There you have it. Love, love, love. Alright, you guys, the final box. So much goodies. Let's go. So this one, okay, I'm just gonna drop the box. Actually, no, I'll keep the box. So this is Ballad and Dagger, an outlaw saints novel by Daniel Jose Older. Oh. There's also a note here. I'm not gonna read it, but this is a picture. This is the book cover, and it has the map here, the silver foil here, writing with the piano notes, which is cool, very cute. Here we have Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. Okay, another note. Then here we have the gold foil. Ooh, I love this is shiny cover. It's cute. See that? Ete si waju. Come forth. Interesting. Ooh, check the cover. So cool. There's Natasha. Very cool. Let's see the end. Super cool. Okay, you guys, so I'm not gonna read the back just because, you know, this video is just turning out to be way too long. Then we have The Poison Heart. Love the cover. Super cool. I was gonna ask, like, what was I supposed to do with these arts, but I guess somebody said to, like, buy an album and just kind of put them in there. That could be an idea. So here you have the girl. She's very pretty. Love the glasses. The colors are very popping. This Poison Heart by Kaylin Bayron. This is Bloomsbury edition. Bloomsbury. Strange magic blooms behind a poison gate. That's it. 3 more boxes. We have a cute bookmark. We ran so you would not have to. Very cool, very pretty. I've seen this book quite a lot. Mixed reviews. Maybe the first one I think had good reviews. I think it's the second installment in this series that people are kind of like, eh. The back is very similar to the art painting there. Then you have the hardcover here. Very cool embossed sign there. That's the inside. Pretty cool. And there's the author. Love that. Yo, I'm not even sure I'm gonna take a picture of all these books, but almost there, y'all. Thank you so much for being patient and for sticking with me. Thank you for shopping with our crate. There's another cute bookmark here. To be a monster, I will be the worst monster they ever created. This is Blood Sign. Look at that. Let's get into the cover. So here you have the cover. And this book is by Deborah Falaye. I am a descendant of Shango, the god of heat and fire. I am a living inferno. I am a dead girl walking. Ooh, sounds interesting. I like the oranges edges mixed with a purplish pinkish. Very cute. There's the lady. Lastly, this is like pretty hefty. It's heavy. Another art here. Some cute bookmarks. And this is The Muse of Nightmares. Lainey Taylor. Super cool. Let's use the plastic. So this is it. Pretty cool. Sarah has lived and breathed nightmares since she was 6 years old. She believed she knew every horror and was beyond surprise. She was wrong. Look, this is also nice. The book hardcover part, very nice. The Dreamer by Lainey Taylor as well. So there, bit of the same cover. Ooh, check this. Very pretty. This is the back. This is the author. He might have left his books behind, but he carried all his stories with him. All right, cool collection of books. So there you have it, you guys. That is the totality of all the books that I've bought so far. Adding a whopping, I don't know, I'll post a number here to my TBR, my never-ending TBR. All right, you guys, I think I'm gonna end this video right here. So I thank you so much for continuing to stick with me, and I hope to see you in my next video. All right, in the meantime, please stay cool. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you in my next video. Ciao.